Okay, so true to form, packing a house takes a lot of time, so it's been nearly 2 weeks since I posted anything. Um, and I feel really conflicted about stuff that's been going on. So, our house looks like we're losing a game of Jumanji, but it's all neatly packaged in boxes along the way. Um, Stuff's come up with the appraisal, and the seller's supposed to be doing stuff, but we don't know if the seller's doing stuff or not. And closing's supposed to be. Suppo- Closing was originally going to be April 3rd, but then it got pushed back to the 29th, which I don't have scheduled off, and there's no way I can get that scheduled off in such a short time frame without abusing privileges, and I don't feel like abusing privileges. So we'll close on the house. We'll have enough time to get our cats familiarized a little bit with the new place, and then I'm saying, good luck, Megan. Here's the keys to the Durango. I have to go to work. And Megan will just take carload after carload of stuff over, and um, once we make it to the weekend, then we'll have coworkers and friends from church and parents from 3 hours away come over and help us actually move in. But that's a great big thing bundled up in a little bit of stress, which actually sounds about accurate to the first 2 weeks. So, house is the first big thing. Second big thing is I had an interview to promote at work. It was just kind of an out of the blue. Here's an email, and before I'd even gotten a chance to reply to the email, someone called up and said, "Hey, do you still want this interview? Let's schedule it. Let's get it on paper." And so I had that this past Friday, and it could be really well. My thing is, it turned out like most job interviews or promotional interviews. You day in and day out, I hear a lot about how I'm not meeting expectations, what I need to improve on, how I'm creating a lot of problems for higher ups and everything along that route. But then when we get to the interview, it's my job to sell myself. I am the greatest thing since sliced bread to this promotional board, and they're gonna gosh darn understand it. Anyone else feel like that you gotta physically change brains in order to do that? Because honestly, I've treated a lot of higher ups like going to the principal's office. You're only going to the principal's office for one of two things. Either you did something really good or you did something really bad. And let's face it, the doing this something really bad is the easy thing to do. I mean, in order to get some kind of recognition from the higher ups worth their time, you pretty much have to cure cancer and get like a Nobel Peace Prize while speaking two languages simultaneously and learning to play the sitar with your left pinky toe. Then, you got their interest. So, I had this interview, and again, a good thing bundled up in a lot of stress. Then there was a proposal sweeping through that's saying we're my coworkers and I might be getting a base pay raise for cost of living increases, which will be nice. Megan and I have worked really, really hard to be able to somewhat thrive on my paycheck. It's not that I'm trying to be the manipulative, controlling husband because have you met Megan? It's just that we want the opportunity for there to be a full-time parent. Which, inevitably, anyone who's actually been a parent knows that I've got the easy job. All I have to do is disappear to work for 8 to 12 hours a day, potentially. And then I get to go home and be a part-time parent. Which, I actually want to be a parent. be someone who raises a child. I see a lot of opportunities where people who have given birth figure out what it means to be a parent once the kid's already messed up. You know? We suddenly decide, oh, hey, I'm responsible for a human being. What kind of human being do I want this human being to be? And then we realize I gotta get up to a certain level first. But that's a rant for another time. I could really spend a lot of time talking about that one. But I do plan on having a family someday. It'll be awesome. Then, I got a bit of bad news. My publishing company, Sarah Book Publishing, sent an email saying that they are closing their doors. On the one hand, it means I now have the rights to Juniper Crest and Hallow Terrace back. I can do what I want with it now. On the other hand, this is the second publishing company that I have worked with where they end up bellying up. And I can't help thinking that I'm part of the reason of their failure. Not that Juniper Crest and Hallow Terrace were bad, but that I didn't know how to market, and so I'm trying to plow a field with a paintbrush. I made some progress, but I worked really hard to get not very far at all. And it's partially my fault. It feels like it's partially my fault, and I don't know what to do with it. Do I... You know? It just threw me for a loop. It does a little bit make me feel like a failure as an author, which failure in and of itself is not a bad thing. We're all humans stumbling through this world and hopefully not stumbling into other humans, or at least helping a human who's stumbling worse than we are. And maybe this sort of stumble wasn't in the right direction. I am not willing to let it go yet, just because I still enjoy writing, you know? But maybe I need to go in a different direction. And luckily, there's a coworker for that. I was talking to a buddy at work, and he mentioned how he's got a Twitch stream. I'll put a link in the video below. Just a chance to talk and present himself. He gave me an hour-long presentation about selling yourself, how to present yourself, how to interact with people, and how that's been sort of a modern golden rule for business practices that want to succeed. Sell yourself. Present yourself. I'm not going to say expose yourself, because, pardon me, that's something totally different. And so he talked about his Twitch channel and how he plays video games, and if he had just said, check out my Twitch channel, it's awesome, I'm playing these games, and just spent his time talking about the games that he's playing in his channel, I'd have had zero interest, because I play video games to reduce stress. I have zero talent in the field of video gaming. When it comes to FPS and the games that people actually want to see played, I'm kind of the Leroy Jenkins character. I will die several times, but I'll have fun in the process, so it doesn't really matter. But the way he presented it, he probably could have sold gasoline to a man on fire. I mean, he is a very talented speaker and a very good entrepreneur. So he gave me some direction, some motivation, some ideas about how I can work with who I am. Because that still seems like a novel concept. You know, I think that's one of the reasons we've become disenfranchised with wanting to grow up. I mean, when we're kids, and I'd say even historically, we've wanted to grow up. We've wanted that sense of maturity, responsibility, the opportunity to do what we want to do because we had ideas and they were worth it. Nowadays, growing up means putting on some face that can meet other people's expectations. Oh, you're this way. You're supposed to be like this, that, and the other. Oh, you do this for a living. That means you have to be like this, and don't forget about your 401k in the process. That is your great mark of success, is because you've got that 401k, which is money you'll never see. Pretty much. And we've got that for just about every stereotype, yet we're losing the ability for people to be people. And I'm okay with being people. I'm not okay with feeling like I just have a collection of hats I'm supposed to put on, and as soon as I put on that hat, I have to be that person. Some days it's every single hat requires me to wear pants, and I don't feel like it. And other days, it feels like there's so many hats I have to put on that I'm just gonna lose my balance and fall over. But I'll keep you guys posted and see what I can come up with in the future. But in the meantime, please don't think I'm trying to complain. These are just observations because on the whole, things are going really well for me. You know, my seedlings have sprouted. My garden is still going well. I have strawberry plants and asparagus that are already growing really well. I have friends and coworkers and family that love me and want to see me succeed. And I'm about to get a freaking antique house. Okay? Antique house. Learn the skills to keep this house up, and I'll have a sense of ownership because I'm no longer renting, which will be another set of long perpetual work. But it's something where I can make this much more personalized, and I don't need someone's permission to do that, which is very happy making for me, you know. So I guess that's all I gotta say for now. I mean, I got stuff I gotta do in the real world. All right, so have a great day.